All right, let's get this party started. Kids, welcome back to the Sculptable Studio, where we are guilty of making skulls. It is great to see you. It has been a hot minute. It is late September 2023, which means I gotta get my ass in gear, start making some Halloween props. Last year, I made Baphomet for the front yard. I was very happy with that build. Wasn't the most complex thing I've ever made, but given the circumstance in my life, I'll take it. This year, my life is still crazy, but I've decided that I needed to push myself a little bit. And I was inspired by a trip that I made earlier this year. In March, I went to St. Louis to a trade show called Trans World. And no, it's not a bunch of chicks with dicks walking around. It is actually the trade show for the Halloween industry. So if you have a haunt or a haunted house or a corn maze or an amusement park and you do a big setup for Halloween, you have to buy your props and your monsters and all your scary shit somewhere. Well, Trans World is where you buy it. A lot of what I saw was animatronics. So motorized or mechanical pieces that had some movement in it, that jumped, that screamed, whatever it was. So it really got me thinking, could I do that? Could I make an animatronic this year? You know, I think I'm a decent artist, but I am not a mechanical engineer at all. I have like zero mechanical know-how. This is going to be a real big challenge for me. I thought it'd be really cool to have something that had flapping wings on it, like some sort of demon creature or fallen angel or something like that. So I didn't know how to make this. I really didn't know how to start. So I just kind of started doing some research, and it turns out that there is a term for a motor or an engine that flaps wings, and that is called an ornithopter. I found a couple videos and images and inspiration online, and what I'm going to try to make is something like this, where there is basically a main drive gear that has a drive shaft attached to it that connects to two other gears. So this gear will essentially turn that gear, and then this one will turn that one, and our wings will be attached to it, and it's going to flap, in theory. So we're going to try to do that. I found a company called Fright Props that actually makes little torque motors specifically for Halloween animatronics on the smaller scale, which is what we're going to do, which is fucking awesome. So for 87 bucks, you get this cool little kit. You get a little high-powered torque motor, a speed controller, and then a power supply. Like every other year, I'm totally fucking making this up on the fly. I don't know where to buy parts. I don't know, dimensions and specs of things. So you just kind of go to the hardware store and you wing it. But that's really part of the journey, right? Just figuring this shit out. Once again, I'm going to record the process. I wish my garage was a little bit cleaner. I wanted to clean it before I started the video, but look, I'm a real person. This is a real garage, and my life's a real hot mess. So you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, right? In any case, I'm glad that you're watching, you're here with me, and we'll start the journey together. Today is chapter 1, and hopefully we cross the finish line soon. Because there's a lot going on in my life, but I still love doing this, and I wanted to carve some time out, and I wanted to push the envelope this year, and I think that this project is going to be the thing that's going to do it. So tonight's our first night. Let's get going, and let's see what happens next, all right? Peace. Love you. Good morning, everybody. So you remember our friends. This is the 5-foot, $40 skeleton that is the basis of basically all of my builds. I'm going to be using it again for what I'm going to be calling the fallen angel here. And the task task here is going to be having to mount this motor to its back. And the motor has to go, the wiring has to go down like this. So we're gonna have to build a bracket that's going to allow it to attach to the back. So we're gonna have to figure out how to do that. Fright Props, the company that I bought this from, does have a schematic for a bracket on their website, which I flattened out and made into this template, this print template. So what I'm gonna do is trace it onto this piece of metal and then cut it out. And essentially what it's gonna do is it's gonna bracket around the motor and give me something to mount this to, like a piece of wood. And then the piece of wood will then strap to the back of the skeleton. Okay. All the real sharp burrs have been taken off, so I shouldn't mangle myself. And then we're gonna bend it here and here and here and here after I drill the holes. Not too bad. It's not the greatest fucking job, but whatever. Okay. You forgot to drill your other fucking holes, you idiot. All right, let's do that now. I forgot to drill these holes when it was flat. All right. I like to make things more difficult than it needs to be. Okay, not the greatest bracket in the history of brackets, but, ow. This is gonna work, right? Boom. The idea here is that this will all mount now to the back of the skeleton. I'll trim this board up a little bit to make it more of a shape, maybe zip tie it to the skeleton, but it's pretty heavy, so we're gonna have to reinforce this with some rebar. Okay, so I found some plastic gears at an RC hobby store. Yep, and we did races there. Jacob and I raced some slot cars. It was pretty cool. Yeah. But because this is threaded and this is smooth, it's not gonna sit on here. I can't thread it on here. And I don't know where to find pre-threaded gears. what I thought I'd do is Dremel out the shape of the nut in the gear and just kind of wedge it on there. I don't have a better idea right now, so that's what we're gonna try. This is not a perfect. Well, yeah, you fucked this up. All right, well, we got it in there. It's not super tight, but maybe if I glued it, it would work. Let's see if it works. Ready? Look at that. Yeah. We got a spinning gear.
What's happening? Like, it's going like this.
Yeah, it's wobbly because my hole wasn't centered. No. I'll take it though. Nice. Nice. Good start, dude. All right. So we're gonna, I think, work on putting what I'm gonna call fallen angel in position. So, you know, what I've seen from some statues of angels. Well, we're not quite there yet. That's the ultimate goal. But what I've seen from some statues of angels, they're like always sort of praying and either kneeling on both knees or on one knee. I've got my partner here, Evil Dragon Dingleberry. Right? Anyways, he's gonna help me. So, yeah, I don't know. Something like, looks like we're gonna have to turn these hands. And I thought we'd position it up on maybe one knee, right?
I can do that.
I don't know. Yeah, something like that. I think that would be cool. Like that.
How would it stand?
Well, we're gonna glue it in place and then I'm gonna use some metal to secure it. But right now, we've gotta sort of glue everything, right? See one of those big bars on the ground there?
Which color? Red or
Doesn't
yellow?
matter. Grab me anyone.
Red's the better color.
But, we'll just use this for placeholder to kind of hold it up, right? Oh, you know what? That's kind of cool, dude. Yo, you just made that way cooler by adding those.
Did I?
You did. I was gonna put those on this.
Really?
Yeah, but we can get you a pair for you, for your, that's cool. That's nice work. Nice work, Jacob. See, there you go, man. Always keep trying stuff. All right, what do we need here? I need something to hold this up.
Hey. Now it looks like if this was on my head.
So I'm gonna tape off the chest cavity and fill it with insulation foam.
Really?
Really.
How will we add the different ones to it?
I'll take off the tape. You'll see. I'm just gonna fill up the rib cage so that we have a little bit more body.
Ooh.
All right, I'm gonna unscrew the shoulders here. Oh, I can't get a screwdriver in there. So that I can change the angle of the arm. I need to take this arm out. I filled it with insulation, so now it's all icky and gross. It's okay. Boom.
Are you gonna take the legs off? Or no?
No. Okay. I think I'm just gonna take all this apart and like glue it together because it doesn't naturally make that bend and that arm twist.
Hey,
Let's commit to this shape, and I'll figure out the rest once it dries. I'm gonna just throw some liquid nails in it tonight to hold that bend. All right, I gotta put my kid to bed. We started. I'll be back here at 4 in the morning to get shit done. Good night. So good. All right, I was working on this last night, finishing up around 9:30ish, and now it's 4:30 in the morning, so there hasn't been enough time for a lot of the stuff to set. So the glue isn't finally cured on the arms. You can see that the insulation foam has expanded and like blown out of the top of the skull. So we got some weird like John Carpenter the Thing happening here. You can take some of that off. Ugh. I guess what we're gonna have to do is just weld the rebar onto the base and frame out the shape of the positioning of the legs. Does that make sense? So the back leg, this back leg, I'm gonna have to put a bar here that's gonna go up, that's gonna hold it upright. But then I think I'm gonna have to do a crossbar out of rebar this way that then connects to another, to the femur going out this way and then down. There's no doubt about it, I need a bigger fucking shop. I've got shit everywhere. I can't fucking do anything. So anyways, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to weld this to this. Good, good, okay. So then we're gonna zip tie that motherfucker on there. Okay. You want to take the tape off?
Yeah.
See what the foam looks like now that it's set? Okay. I actually like this look a little bit.
You do?
Yeah, it gives it like some depth. All right, good job, dude. All right, we'll come back to this later. This liquid Dallas really sucks ass. All right, let's get a little action shot here. All right, I think we've got that in a pretty decent position here. Okay, I'm gonna weld this here and here. Looks like the weld that I put the rebar on the actual pole broke also, so probably gonna have to fix that. Okay, this morning we welded up the support bars sort of as an exoskeleton for the skeleton to keep it in place because it's going to have to hold a lot of weight. This motor is pretty heavy and it's going to be big and bulky. So right now I need to like work on getting these two gears attached to the drive gear. So I'm gonna have to bring up the height of the backgrounds here so that the gears, the two top gears, are flush with the drive gear. It'd be nice if I had like a legitimate drawing and some specs and followed all that shit, but again, we're just making it up. So the idea is that this gear is gonna be on here, right? And then we'll have a piece of metal that's gonna go up to here and attach to two gears that are here. And what I thought I could do is just have these bolts come up through here, and then I could just kind of put nuts on this and lock it in place. And that'll give me the ability to hopefully adapt the height. It sounds right in theory. So I just have to get bolts up through the bottom of this. to allow these two to touch. So I have to create sort of like a bridge here so I can have the bolts visible, I think. All right. Sweet. Okay, so I cut down a piece of bar that I had bought at the hardware store, and I'm gonna use that as the main shaft between the gears. And I bought some bolts, and I found these little spacers too, also at Ace Hardware, because I knew that I'd have to give it some distance off of the gear a little bit. And I might have to go out and buy a bigger bolt. Let's see here. Let's put this all together and see if it fits. All right, let's give it a test here. This is gonna be a hot mess, but let's see. Okay. So I think we need a smaller, yeah. The drive gear is a little bit smaller than that. Maybe that would be it. We definitely gotta lock these in place. I don't know. All right, well, we tried. Tried for tonight. All right, I've been fucking with this motor for like days. Lots of adjustments, lots of trips to the hardware store. I didn't record any of it because basically it would be just video of me swearing a lot and driving back and forth to Ace. So I think I sort of have it figured out. I'm gonna try to put it together now and tighten it all up. My suspicion is that's gonna work for a little bit, and then the motor might bind in certain parts, and then things will loosen up and it'll fall apart. And that's just because, you know, my measurements aren't precise. I don't really know how to make brackets and housings and motor mounts and things like that. And everything's just a little off, but a little off in, you know, a torque motor is going to cause it to fucking malfunction, right? So, in any case, let's just see if my final adjustments work and get this thing to at least where I've got two arms that are moving. Fuck. Look at that. It just bent that whole fucking rod. Jesus Christ. I've got way too much play in this thing. Here's what I really honestly think. I think that it's 2 weeks before fucking Halloween. I've been working on this for a couple weeks now. I'm not a fucking motor expert. It's gonna take me fucking 2 weeks to figure this out, and I don't really fucking have the time or patience for this shit right now. I really don't. Alright, team. We have to have a little come to Jesus right now, which is why I'm pouring the blood of Christ into this wine glass. I'm having a lot of issues with the motor. It keeps binding up on me, and I don't really know the reason why. I don't know how to fix it. I'm gonna get going on kind of finishing the rest of that thing. And if we can figure that out, we'll figure that out, all right? So that's what we're gonna do. We've got to get these hands to come together in more of a pray position. Let's get a little bit of a melty melt on this, and this, and this. Looks like a good praying position. I'm just gonna flesh it up a little bit. So I don't need to go nuts on the legs. I have this rebar here. Oh, you know what? I should probably cut that. Wer ist und Angle Grinder? Wer ist it? Wer ist it? Und Cut Off Wheel. Fucking neighbors love me. It's 5:30 in the morning. Okay. Looks pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna slap some paint on it quickly, which is black, white, burnt umber, raw umber, dark titanium white. Usually I have brown also, but I don't have that right now. But you know, I can make that with the mix that I have here, you know. What do you think? I think that looks pretty good. Morning. We gotta make some more progress on this thing, try to get it done. We've gotta get the angel dressed. So I went to Goodwill and found some ladies' clothes, and nothing makes you feel creepier than going and buying used women's fucking lingerie at Goodwill, let me tell you. I bought these wings from Amazon, which are just printed wings on sort of a wire structure, and I don't know what that is, some sort of rigid fabric, but I bought some feathers. I'm probably gonna glue some feathers on here to make some texture, but let's give it a little test, see what it looks like. Okay, I've got two different wigs for it. I've got a blonde one and I've got a black one. I think it's got to be black for some contrast. Bought these feathers on Amazon, pack of 300 for 15 bucks. And we're gonna glue them onto the wings. Here's a quick camera view of how it's looking. I think it's gonna be cool.
Let's get started on this side, okay?
Okay, I gotta stop there. But that looks pretty good, right? It's got some decent texture on there. All right, I finished up adding the feathers onto the front of the wings. I also took the top shirt off on. It was too covered. I needed to show more skin, if you will. So now I just kind of have to get everything tightened up a little bit, tighten these straps, paint the straps, sort of hide them. I gotta paint these horns. I gotta figure out what the right color is for this. And then I gotta age everything and then put hair on. So let's get cracking here. It'd be better if I gave this thing some tits, but maybe I could do that. I'm gonna go rub this in the dirt outside, get it a little muddy. Yeah, that's better. I'm gonna do the same with the feathers, I think. Okay, that was a little harder. to dirty up because I didn't want the feathers to come off when I was rubbing it in the dirt, so I'm gonna do it more with paint. And she's starting to look really good, dude. I'm gonna let her dry for a little bit, and then I'll come up and put the final touches on the hair. I'll add the hair. It would be fucking awesome if these wings flapped, which was the original intent. The good thing is, though, if I can figure out how to get that motor done in the next week, which is probably unlikely, but if I can, all this is engineered to be able to be removed and added to the motor, so I can retrofit this pretty quickly, but it's likely that's not gonna happen. In any case, I think this is actually one of the fucking cooler pieces that I've made. I really like the look of it, and the hair is gonna take it to another level, so we're almost there. Fuck yeah. I think it looks pretty good. Once the glue dries, it'll probably be a little yellow up there from the glue. I will go in with some black paint and sort of cover it up. I think she looks pretty badass, dude. Okay, let's let it dry completely, and then we'll come back and we'll take it out on the lawn. Okay, here she is, posted by the front door with the rest of the stuff. I finished her up about a week and a half ago, and since then she's been rained on a couple times. I actually think that helped sort of settle down her nightgown and age her a little bit. I think it came out pretty good, and I'm pleased with the final results. If you've gotten to the end of this video and there are no flapping wings on the Angel, it's because I failed to figure out how to get the motor to work. A friend of a friend who is a mechanical engineer shared some ideas with me that completely removes the gears and goes into a linkage setup that seems like it might be a better solve for this potentially. I'd love to try it, but it's the weekend before Halloween. I've got some family obligations this weekend, and I'm simply not going to have a chance to build the new system, test it, and retrofit it. I'll save the motor, and if I can figure it out, we'll retrofit it next year. I think that the Fallen Angel is a good addition to the decor overall. I would have liked to have just made it a little bit cooler. As always, I appreciate you watching this video, coming along on this journey with me, and hopefully there will be an update to this video where you see those wings a flapping. Until then, love you, appreciate you, see you soon.